But for me, it's very, very simple. I'm speaking particularly to predominantly white, majority culture evangelicals right now. You have to acknowledge that there is racial oppression in the world. There's sin in humans, and humans are in systems. And sin is therefore in systems. There are unjust laws. Unless you think the law of the United States is the holy law of God, there are going to be unjust laws. We may be unaware of them because they don't impact us. We haven't had to do the research to go, here are the specific things that need to change. I just read an article yesterday that said, this was in Cedar Rapids, the police chief changed a policy. Did you read this article?
Yeah.
The policy that he changed was they are now, police, required to intervene if they witness another police officer using excessive force. Mm-hmm. Why is that a new policy?
Right. Well, I mean,
that's a problem.
That they wouldn't before.
Before it wasn't a policy.
Yeah, I'd be interested in knowing a little more of the details.
No, I just want to get the quick overview. All right, so but here's the thing, and this is confession. I haven't had to run. I can't go down and make a strong list of all the unjust laws because I haven't had to run up against it, and that hasn't been my forte. But I know this as a Christian. The law of the United States is not God's law. No. Like, it's just simple as that. It is necessarily broken.
Right.
Now, does that mean the whole thing should burn down, or we can work for incremental reform? I don't know, there's different approaches. But you cannot, as a Christian, say that any country's law is holy and just and good.
No.
Absolutely. That's an unacceptable Christian position. And you cannot say, when God says, fight for the oppressed, you cannot say, there are none here. Is this the new heavens and new earth?
Right.
Now, it may not be playing out in the way so-and-so says it is and the way so-and-so says it is, and you have to figure that out. But you cannot have a position that says there is no oppression here. That's just not true. So there's some big theological pegs that you can put in really quickly that protect you when Morgan Freeman says, yeah, race is not a problem anymore. It's like, I'm glad that's your experience and you feel that way, but that's not flying in my worldview. It's impossible that would not be the case. It's impossible because we live in a fallen world. And I do, as I see them out there posting stuff. I talk with people who are just like, man, I just think we're living in the past, racism and thing of the past, slavery's over, Jim Crow's over. I mean, Ben Shapiro, I heard him. I listened to him. He says, Jim Crow laws is over. There is not one unjust, show me one unjust law and then we'll fight against it. You can't just fight, like general racism. What are the unjust laws? What are the unjust laws? He apparently thinks there are no unjust laws. And that racism is a thing of the past that we need to stop bringing up. And I just disagree with him, even though I listen to him.
Right. By the way, our goal in this podcast
is to fight.
Is to make everybody mad.